Ready?
Yes.
We have a lot to discuss before we get into the topic. Even before we get into the topic today, there is a lot to discuss.
Really?
Yes. I think Anba is shaking in his boots right now. I think he is shaking in his boots because apparently, Anba is getting married and he didn't tell any of us. Didn't drop us a simple text message.
Yeah.
And I have to call him out on the podcast.
Oh my God. The whole world is going to know you are getting married, Anba. So
He's getting married. You guys, maybe Anba can come into the frame so they can see what he looks like. He's not going to do it, but. So Anba's getting married, guys, just so you know. I'm very offended that he didn't text me.
it's between both of you. I'm not getting involved in this.
That's the top of the episode, just a little update. I also submitted my dissertation yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
I'm done. Officially done. My master's. Yeah, I see the value of an education. I do. Yeah, I do feel like I learned something.
I know the value, Anba. I paid for it. So I know.
But you never did it.
I never did it. Yeah.
Never did it. Are you going to read my dissertation? It's 40 pages long.
I will.
It's about the gays.
About what?
The gays.
The gays?
Yeah. It's just about how research can inform whatever you create, pretty much. So I made a magazine, but when you make a magazine, right, the theory that we learn mostly that is the main theory in our course, it's called practice-based research. So your practice is what you make. So some people in my class make a game. Some people make archives. They make something tangible. Some people make stop motion. Some people stop motion, unbelievable. But the idea is that if your artwork is tethered to research, what you create will be even more effective and beautiful and artistic. That is the idea. And I feel like it's so true. Because then when you really when you research, I made a magazine, right? You have to back up every choice with the research. That's academia. So if I say long sleeve shirts look best on men of a certain age, that's my thing, right? I have to have backed up statements for all of that. And I think visually in a photograph, they should be photographed from this angle. You find all the research that says yes and that says no, and then you try it. And what you create is also research. So it's super, super interesting. So then what you end up making is very well thought through.
Wow.
And so that's basically what we learn.
No, I also say here when we are doing things, I said it has to have a component in reality. If it doesn't have a component in reality, it can be just imaginary or false reality or an inner reality, and that's usually not true. Like somebody says, I love you, it's an inner thing, but it has to have a reality component. If not, it is not grounded. So the notion of being bodied, it has to be in reality, and if it's not, it's just imaginary, Not that imagination has no value, but only when it's reality, it's more.
But imagination has to be stemmed from point of possibility, right?
Right. And the possibility must be actualized. I think too many things are living on a mental thing. Like we just were doing an exercise on labeling, Like sometimes we did a label of what? Independent. We put a label independent. Then we discovered that word independent also means abandonment. It also means a lot of things, in reality. So it's a word, but when you see it's correspondent to the reality, you realize wow, independent means I will not ask for help. Independent means I will abandon another. I am for everything being in reality. That's why I said creation is the most important. If it's not with reality, you can be living a false reality, or it is an unexamined reality. The word independent sounds so good. If I say my daughter is independent, what does it imply? Does it mean I leave her alone? That means she's not supported. That means you don't have to take care of her. Or am I telling her to abandon herself? So these are the examination. What does it mean? Like, it's a word, but what does it? I think that's what your research is doing. It has to be backed up by research. It has to be checked, double checked, triple checked. You know what I mean?
It just feels like a way of doing things that ensures that what you're doing has meaning.
And has a grounded reality.
A foundation, yeah.
A foundation that it's not accidentally carrying some other meaning, right? Right, some other meaning.
So like the thing about research is you start whatever you do with the research question. So my research question, because my magazine is about like the queer ballroom scene. I don't know if you even know what that is.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't want to know.
Okay, a horrific example is Madonna's Vogue. You know her song Vogue?
I think so.
Sing it.
Yeah.
Sing it.
Okay, yes.
Sing it.
I don't know how to sing it.
Well, Madonna's Vogue basically is a mainstream component of ballroom culture that's everybody knows. And she vogues in it, so she does all these kind of like moves. But it's taken from this community of mostly Black and Latin gay people, trans people, who created this space that is a safe space for them to find community, for them to learn how to exist in the world, for them to feel like themselves. That's what ballroom is. So, but what they've done is, it is so fabulous. It is irresistibly fabulous that people extract from that community and take it and make it their own. Everything you see ever is pretty much from ballroom. Dancing, fashion, slang, everything. The question that I'm asking is, what happens now? Ballroom culture is getting into the mainstream. So what happens when a secret subculture enters the mainstream? So when you back something with a research question, right, you have something that grounds whatever you're doing, which is just, I feel like if when people like move forward in whatever you make, it's just a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I am for it being grounded, you know. I think that's what we're talking about. I think that's what we're trying to say. If it's not grounded, it has no legitimacy, I suppose. It can become anything. It is too open-ended. So it has to be grounded. So that I'm for that.
Yeah.
I am for that.
I had a topic for today, actually.
Okay, what's
But
the
we
topic?
can talk about this if you want to talk about this.
No, we go into your topic.
Yeah, my topic's a little SAD sad.
Okay.
My topic is about disappointment. I think it's been a pretty big theme lately.
Yeah. I love the word disappointment. Disappointment. That means somehow you fail to appoint something properly. I got disappointed with something, you know. That means I didn't appoint something rightly. Actually, it's a subject we are talking about now, how mislabeling happened. Disappointment simply means I disappoint something. I didn't point it out. I didn't place it rightly. Like I'm with somebody, then suddenly I feel disappointed. That means I didn't label it rightly from the very beginning. And then when I discover it, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yep. I have a feeling, and there's a problem in modern day. We don't call it, we don't label it, we don't say it properly. We leave it too open-ended so anybody can abuse it in any way they want. The mind, I think, requires clarity. You know, it requires grounding. It like if two people fall in love, they get married. Even though I don't think marriage is a great institution, but it grounds something. This is what it is. I think this open-endedness is dangerous, but it doesn't mean everything should be close-ended. Something can be mystical, something can be subjective, but everything cannot be subjective. Right?
Yeah.
So could disappointment be that you misappoint something, you misunderstood something? Could that be? If you're
Yeah, I
disappointed
think
with a friend, you
yeah,
misappointed the person as a friend and then realize they are not a friend, then you're
yeah,
disappointed.
literally.
No.
But I think a lot of people don't want to admit that because like you want to rationalize it so much because you don't want to feel it. But like disappointment is like I think that like the feeling of it, right, is that like the minute you hit a new disappointment, right, all the times you were disappointed before really come flooding back.
Right.
If it's something small, even you just you're having a something disappointing happen, and then you ordered a dish and it's not as good as and you were looking forward to it, and you were disappointed. Sorry, like all the other disappointments come back,
Right.
and then you place it on something because you don't know what it is that actual pain because you don't want to say. People don't want to say.
No, could it be that I didn't take the trouble to look, I mislook, I didn't see what is there. I got caught in a hallucination. You must say, we will hallucinate, no? We will make something more than what it is. And then when it proves itself not to be that, you fall apart. So I think the clarity of sight has to be developed. We do not have the luxury to hallucinate. Now, this subject about disappointment, Apshy, I think we have a freedom to see things any way we want. That is what research and data is done. What science have given us has helped us to walk out from hallucination to a large extent. For a long time, people were hallucinating. Hallucination means I'm making something up that is not there. Right? So could it be we are talking about developing proper sight to see things properly? Like you said, let's say you research an angle. Like I look at Cartier-Bresson and all these photographers, all these National Geographic photographers. In that you see the mathematics they are using. Even though it's very artistic, leading line, the lighting, the color corrections and all that. Then when you go take a picture with that knowing, right, you are able to do a better job because you are informed. If not, you are hallucinating. So can we see is disappointment the waking up from hallucination? Like how you hallucinated Anba will not get married and he is getting married.
I never thought
You thought
Anba would
Anba
get
is
married.
the stud of the company, He's
I wouldn't call him a stud, but yeah, I didn't think he would get
You don't
married.
think he's a stud, okay? You're not a stud, Anba. So get married, Anba. You're out of the market. I was hoping he will get married. Drop an anchor.
I find that he's getting married. I just want to be kept in the loop.
I don't know whether he knew he's getting married. So you must give that guy that break. He just recently realized, I'm getting married? Yeah. So he didn't know that. So something like that. So
You know, it's very fun to bully Anba because you bully him, right? And then you'll be like kiki laughing about it, but he'll be like, is she actually upset that I didn't tell her?
So could it be, Apshy, I introduced this, could it be this is the teaching of the Zen masters and all the masters, to transcend the mind, to quieten the mind? Is it to help us not to hallucinate?
Yeah, but sometimes I want to hallucinate.
Yeah. I think
Because
you
being
allow.
disappointed sucks.
I think hallucination is also borders imagination, borders possibility. So you also want to dream what is not there. But if the dream gets out of hand, you can become a hallucinating human being who make big mistakes in life. So I think we have to kind of have a grasp on this, when it's imagination, when it's possibility, when it's hallucination, when it's reality. Like you see, when they did the Renaissance time, all the painting, they didn't want it to change, That's why when the new art came, like Impressionism, there was such a war, right? It was new. But it ended the imagination. So there's also that problem. They couldn't imagine art can be anything more than what was established. Then there had to be a revolution. So I'm agreeing with you. Sometimes to hallucinate is good. But the word disappointment, could it be I missaw something? Which means my mind can limit me. That's the point I'm making. That I become very mindful. right? I don't get fooled by my mind. I can live on an assumption, right? That is why research is important. If not, we are just glancing. We're just taking what is there. We're just picking up labels. And that label might damage us, right? Somebody label you ugly or somebody label you stupid. If you don't challenge that label, you will become stupid, right? So I think disappointment is amazing. It's a doorway to re-question everything. But what is your question about disappointment? I know I'm going somewhere else also.
No. Please take it. I passed the topic that you take it. No. I'm just curious because I feel like it is such. It feels like such a ending. That feeling.
Yeah.
It's such it's I don't know how to describe it because it's so painful. Because you only can be disappointed when you believe something or you believe someone. I love you. I want to be with you. I want this. Actually, you just want to have sex with me. This and that and that. You wanted to be friends. You wanted to have thought you had a good friend who's on your side. Actually, I just wanted you to serve me. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because I don't like to believe that people are all bad and all that. But I think what is it's more of that. It's that idea that your belief was so strong and then it's let down. You don't know where to go after. You don't know what to think.
So.
You don't know what to do.
I think I've been disappointed about 2-3 times. Maybe I've come to tears.
True disappointment.
True disappointment. 2-3 times in my life I've come close or come to tears, And that was a disappointment. Like, oh my God, I thought I had this, but I don't have this. I thought you were this. You are not this. And the implication of it. Right? And the implication, oh my God. And I think the disappointment has a certain implication, like, am I going to be this way? Is it over? Like you're disappointed with a friend is one thing. If you end up thinking, am I never going to have a friend? There's also that interpretation, right?
Yeah.
There's also that interpretation that, oh my God, is this how it's going to be? And I think you have to take some time to talk over with somebody on that, Like something failed, somebody cheated you or somebody did something and you go like, what? That the implication is, what? A huge amount of implication. It means I will never have it. And sometimes somebody can implode, become depressed and suicidal, I always think when you're really disappointed, you come into a moment, I don't want to live anymore. Because the disappointment has a conclusion, right? Right? And I think many times disappointment is not that you were wrong, The other wronged what you saw. Like if you saw somebody as a friend, they could wake up to be a friend. It is their failure, not yours. You hold them to it, not you. They suffer the consequence, not you. You said, I thought we could be the best of friends, and suddenly I'm disappointed. It's you. We could have been a best friends. So I think how you direct it is very important. Most people implode. Then the other took an ego trip. Then the other didn't respect what this meant, what was riding on it. You know what I mean? Because disappointment can change a life direction, Like then you block yourself. I will never have this. Oh my God. But I think one way to salvage is to hold the other to it. It's not your responsibility. I saw that we could be good friends and you disappointed me. That's you. My side that we could be a good friend is true, maybe. Because I saw we could be this. And if you gave it up, then it's up to you. But there is an implication to me. But I can go and see somebody else that way too. But if I condemn myself that I can never see that in another, then you probably regress and become a monk or become suicidal. Disappointment is a very big subject, I think it changes life direction. Sorry, Apshy?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I feel like if sometimes you can feel so disappointed, you want to give up. You want to quit it. You want to be done.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. And why does when disappointment happen, you want to quit or die? Or we asked the question. No, we labeled the question. Sorry, Apshy?
I said you want to give up because it
Give up means that. That means I'm going to live without it. And maybe living without it can even feel I can die. Why is that? Why when something disappoints us, we implode. We want to give up. I think it's because we didn't hold that true to itself, I think we took it upon ourselves to make it real. We didn't hold the other to participate in making it real. So we made it real without the other person's consent. Like I go and say we can be good friends, but the other person didn't comply. And then I go on believing it can be a good friend. And when I'm disappointed, I implode to me. So the error could be in my appointment of the other being my good friend, I didn't include the other, and that could be my error. Right? Like I say, I love you. Oh my God, you're the love of my life. Did the other person say, yeah, I love you too? I can be the love of your life. So it's single direction, then it's hallucination. Then I hallucinated using the other person, then I deserve to be disappointed. I think the agreement of the other, this is where human right is. I cannot get disappointed with something you didn't agree to participate. Oh, I'm coming out as a genius today. I feel very intelligent today. But she did the master degree, but this is my dissertation. How you say dissertation?
Dissertation.
Dissertation, okay.
Dissertation.
Dissertation.
You can say your master's thesis as well.
My master's thesis.
Yeah, but I think like it's also right. The ability to be disappointed also stems from like allowing people into your life, and so then when you hit
and
these
hallucinating with them, hallucinating.
No, but like there are things people change.
Then it's okay. Then it's an agreement broken. Like you marry somebody who didn't agree to be your wife or your husband, and you married that person thinking you can make them your wife or husband. And I think it's not recognizing the other person's part. I believe it has to be willing, free will. Both parties must agree. And it has to be grounded in reality. If not, you hallucinate. I hallucinate we could be friends and you have no obligation to fulfill that. You might be on your own trip. And then if I get disappointed, then I want to give up because the other is not there. I'm questioning this giving up, And this giving up because I alone taking responsibility. If not, it took two. Then that has far more even keel, isn't it? I think one thing I want to inject, as though we can do something with another without their cooperation. Like I'm disappointed with the lake. I went fishing, there's no fish. The lake didn't agree to have fish for me.
Yeah.
Right, then I'm disappointed with me, I want to give up fishing. So I'm questioning the experience of disappointment. Some people say, I'm disappointed with me. Who said you could expect that out of you? Like I go play golf and I didn't shoot well. I'm very disappointed with me. Who the hell said I can shoot well the day?
It's different within yourself though, because you can always be like, damn, I'm disappointed I didn't do as well as I thought I could, but I know I did my best. What else can I? That's what I was like. I was telling my friends, I said, I know I've done my best with the dissertation. I'm going to submit what grade I get is what grade I get. Like this, I will be disappointed if I don't get an A, but what can I do? But I feel like I don't know lah.
With the
other feels a little bit more, I think it's more crushing.
Because I also think it was one-sided. The other didn't participate or something like that. I think because the experience of disappointment is very deep, It will make you not try again, right?
Yeah.
And I want to navigate that experience, because once you're disappointed, you quietly implode and walk away. Then you are with somebody who's taking an ego trip. Somebody who's not putting themselves at stake. You put something at stake, they didn't put at stake. Right? That means I didn't consider the other and their role. And it always happens when one is more enthusiastic than the other. One thinks one can make this work by oneself without the cooperation of the other could be an error. Then you are setting yourself up for disappointment, isn't it? Like, I can make this relationship work despite you is an assumption ungrounded in reality, right, Apshy?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
How often we think that I can convince you that this will work. I can remind you that we're the best of friends.
And I think that's a disrespect we give the other. And we should suffer for that disrespect. Because the other has a free will, has the right. Without their agreement, these two cannot come to be. So it cannot be, what we are establishing in regards to relationship or with another, both has to be there. One cannot override. That's a hallucination. And then if you keep thinking that person is your best friend, you are hallucinating and got caught in an imagination when the other is on another trip, when the other is not held to hold this right, and when it falls apart, everything falls on you. And maybe what you must quit is trying to do something alone when it requires two to do it. Like, it's almost like you cannot love another without the other allowing you to love them.
Yeah.
And no, many people, but I finish with this, Apshy. Many people feel they are absent. Many people feel they are not there. Many people don't know their role. You understand? Many do not recognize their role with another. Like, just jokingly, you're saying, oh, Anba didn't tell me he's getting married. It's like as though there's a kind of a misunderstanding of it, right? Like, no, it's okay, but you have a role. You have something at stake in this too. Which means she's going to buy you a gift, Anba. She's going to, that's now we have talked about, she's going to buy you the tuxedo.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Yeah. She's got the skin in the game now. No, I think they're stumbling upon something, ma. I think this is borderline with respect, And I think a lot of people live as though they have no say, as though that they don't have a part. And sometimes we don't explain to them how much you mean to me, how much your action has an impact to me, that you have to hold this too for this to work. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think it's like, I think there's also like a level of, I think that sometimes people try and it doesn't work, and that sucks. But that's a little bit more acceptable. But I think there's a level of like not wanting to disappoint someone and pretending otherwise, which is worse.
No, but I'm stuck with this, Apshy. I think a lot of people think they don't have a role. They don't know their thank you, their yes, or their part is insignificant. And I think it's our job to remind them, hey, do you know?
Significant. It's not insignificant. It is significant.
And that insignificant is what makes them not participate, that many times leads to the disappointment. Like, if you do this, I'm going to be hurt. If you do this, I'm going to be happy. I appreciate this.
No, literally me, because like I don't want to make any decisions.
Then you are setting yourself up for disappointment. If the other person doesn't put themselves at stake, you are setting yourself up for disappointment.
Literally.
And you must know the peril that you are involved with something, the other doesn't know the role, the other doesn't know the significance. And if the other mess up holding their role, you get disappointed and you collapse, not the other. Because the other has nothing at stake.
Yeah. Like, it sucks to be the person doing the disappointing, but it sucks more to be the person that's disappointed.
And I think it's because people miss their role, People miss their part. That's the ABC. That I do something, there's your part to do also, right? I think we don't hold each other to the part they need to play. Could it be? That we are not holding everybody to their role.
But the thing is, but disappointment is inevitable. Like, and I do think in the grand scheme of things, it all comes back around, ends up being the right decision, ends up working out. Doesn't feel like it. Didn't feel like it when I got the job at the UN, not UN, World Bank. And then they're like, the job's yours. Sandra bought me a bottle of champagne, and the next day they called and said, hey, we can't offer you the job anymore. That was so crushing. My life would have been different. I was living in New York. I'd have moved to Washington, D.C. I don't know what my life would look like now. I wouldn't have come back to Malaysia. But then what can I do? Everything worked out perfectly now. But like
What was the disappointment? What was the disappointment?
Firstly, the accomplishment of getting a job, feeling like I did it, getting that kind of job at the World Bank. I was 21 years old. I was ready to move cities. I was going to move to Washington, D.C. for this life, this potential that was there. But what I'm saying is that like that was a big disappointment for me. I remember very much like, I'm done. I'm coming back home. I can't do this anymore. This is too much. This is too sad. This is too hard. But everything for like there's so like I got the book effect, I got a job in Sunway, I got all these amazing things that came out. This podcast, who knows whether it would exist.
I think you went from waiting for life to happen to you for you to make life happen.
Yeah,
when you came back, I know at that time when it happened, when you came back, you now didn't wait for life to happen. You started making life happen. And I'm glad you didn't get that job. Then you will be on the path of waiting for life to happen. So that disappointment is a good disappointment because you started kicking in.
But what I'm trying to say is that like disappointment is like very inevitable. You can, no matter what, I don't think you'll ever stop. It'll ever stop showing up in your life. I don't think people live a life without disappointment. Even if you are a monk, right? If every day you walk past and you see 3 birds, and then one day the 3 birds are not there, you're gonna feel a little disappointed.
Right.
Okay, even monks are not free from this.
Right.
But how do you keep yourself from being crushed? Because I was crushed after that. For probably 3 to 6 months, I was sitting depressed and crushed after that. And then I got a job and then I started my life again. But how do you keep yourself from that?
I think maybe you shouldn't avoid the disappointment. Maybe the resisting the disappointment is what took you 3 to 6 months. Maybe to accept the disappointment as a fact of life. That this is what happened and build the stamina and try again. You know? You're asking the question, how do one go beyond a disappointment? I think let the facts reveal and let the facts kick in. You know? I think denying the fact is what will keep you disappointed for a long time. Like this, you know, let's say if you have a relationship and it didn't work out and you wake up to say, well, the fact is it's not only in my hands, it is in the hand of the other. The next time find somebody with a higher proactive, somebody will do their part, not just wait for things to happen.
Yeah.
And that might be what you need for the future disappointment. Like as much as you fight for something, somebody will fight for that too. Not just check out and say, I'm just going to check out and float along and then look for a person as such or have that demand. You know, if you send a message, say, I love you, they must at least send 2, the number 2 back. That's what I do. 2. I love you too.
So romantic like you.
I am not romantic. I'm grumpy. No.
You've had your moments.
Yes. It's under the influence of alcohol.
Please, don't talk shit. You know, I was just thinking about the time where I found your ring at the bottom of the ocean.
You're the best. That's the ring. In the Mediterranean. I don't know how you found it. How deep was it, Apshy? How deep was it?
It was deep enough I had to regulate when I went down.
Oh my God. And she got it.
And I remember when I was coming up, I was like, I'm going to pass out before I make it up. That's how I felt.
Because I was looking, and then you popped up and you got it. It was an impossible find, this ring. It's an emerald. It's my magic ring, Apshy. It's yours.
Yeah, but I was just in competition with the very handsome captain because I was like, he's going to find it. I'm going to find it.
And she got it. So,
I didn't know captains were allowed to be that handsome.
not allowed.
No. I thought he would be an old German man. And then I was like, why is he cute?
Why are we talking about this? Let's go back
I
to
don't
some
know.
serious stuff, girl.
I think I was just thinking about that ring recently.
I'm very interested in this subject. Disappointed. It is
I mean,
crushing.
there's so much
It is crushing.
disappointment.
It is crippling.
No, and also I think like for me personally, guys, I know you're sick and tired of hearing about me, but you're not gonna stop hearing about me. Okay, I'm on this podcast too. One guy was like, I preferred it when it was a monologue, and I was like, would you like me to stop talking? It's not gonna happen. Anyway, um, I was feeling a disappointment, variety of things that were happening. Two best friends gone, 13 years, 16 years, finished last year. Ended it with this boy that I liked, thought he'd be my boyfriend. Didn't happen. And then somebody else, very, very important to me, has hurt me deep. Didn't do anything to me directly, but I'm feeling that pain. And I was ignoring all of it. I was just thinking about, oh, this guy is such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. But this boy is 10% of the disappointment I'm feeling. Everything else came coming back, and I had to face it. And I felt so sad. I felt like I was like cracked open, and I was just like crying. And now I feel okay. But to face it, I had ignored it for months. And months and months and months, because it's so hard to face it, because I actually could feel it in my chest. The disappointment is so profound.
Could the disappointment be, especially the subject, you learn to neglect you? You didn't very early ask what is rightfully yours?
Yeah.
I think so.
You also I didn't ask myself, am I doing certain things? Am I acting certain ways? Am I not taking care of myself?
Right.
Because I am distracted by this feeling. If I feel this, I don't want to. Because it's so painful.
So could disappointment be a culmination of realization how badly I have mistreated myself? How I have put myself aside, and putting myself aside has led to this? So fundamentally, disappointment is me treating me, right?
Yeah. I think it's like I have to face what the disappointment that other people put onto me, but me not facing it is also a disappointment.
Wow.
You think so?
Can we say one aspect of disappointment is it's waking up to seeing how I have mistreated me. And I've allowed that with another. And I guess you have to start with you.
Yeah.
Right? You said the monk walked past by, saw 3 birds. One day he just see 2. He feels disappointed.
Yeah.
How does it reflect about him? Maybe he used that to distract himself from him.
Maybe it's just nice to see the animals every day.
No, I'm just asking. Because then we quit. Actually, the experience of disappointment that makes you quit, that means I'm giving up on me even more. That all I can do is give up on me. I've given up on me, and because of that this happened, now I completely give up on me. Or maybe it's time for me to say this result of me not paying attention to me, that I must go to Ryu and download the meditation app and do some meditation.
Okay.
Now we're selling the Ryu. Maybe I need to pay attention to me.
But what do we do? What do we do? It's endless, it's constant, but
No,
also...
that means you ignoring you is endless and constant. That means you must spend time paying attention to you. Like say, Appa has just finished it, like a 21-day program, a bit more like 25 days. These 25 days, there's no time to pay attention to me. It's to people. That's my work, that's my job, 100%, Now that I'm finished, I must sit and pay attention to me, right? And if that continues, I avoid. I will allow myself to be abused. So I think the message is, a disappointment is telling you miss paying attention to you. Maybe the time has come to sit down and pay attention to you. And it's a result of you not giving you the importance you need, which is what causing that notion of giving oneself up, because you completely let yourself go. So disappointment will not be so bad if I have paid attention to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've made the other all and I missed me. And suddenly when that is no more, there is nothing here.
Yeah.
And one is responsible for that, or one is created a situation when the other demands you not to pay attention to you and only to make it about the other.
But I think also, right, we want to avoid unpleasant feelings. And when you check in with yourself and you say, hey, you know what? That person really disappointed me and I'm really sad. And I need to be sad for the next few days. And then I'll be okay.
And could the sadness be that your system paying attention to itself? That is forcing you to turn within? Is it forcing? Because when you're sad, you're not looking outward, you're looking within. So could it be it's a biological system telling you, pay attention, meditate, be with you?
Yeah, be with you, but also feel it out, right?
Yeah,
feel it.
You have to.
Be disappointed.
Yeah.
As my therapist said, that's life, baby. You gotta feel sad. And I was like, you are right.
I'm saying the sadness is a tool that is used to pull you within. The sadness doesn't matter. The turning within is what matters, right?
Yeah, but the sadness doesn't feel nice.
No, but the sadness is a tool. Like my leg pain means it wants me to pay attention to my leg. The pain itself is secondary. So could the experience of disappointment actually is a kind of an alchemy for you to turn within?
And turn within and do what?
Huh?
Turn within and do what?
No, turn within and pay attention to you. Give yourself the attention you need. You hold the truth of you being present. That means you have been ignoring and denying your existence. So when you're disappointed with the other, could it be you were lured not to pay attention to you, make the other all, and by that you ignored you. And when that happened, you have to turn within and you don't know how. And that is the experience you're feeling.
What happens when I turn within?
You are present. You are here. You are existing. You are factual. You are not an idea or a hallucination. You are bodied being here. And usually that experience of you being here is enough. By that you will never be lured outside. Like you asking the question, turn within and do what? You are here. That matters everything, isn't it?
I'm getting it, but maybe 60%.
Okay, let me say, when you go outward and make something so much more, it feels like you can replace this by that.
Give me an example.
Like you make a friend, you are everything. When you go outward, you are making that person everything, then you are making yourself nothing, isn't it? So is it escaping meeting the amazing that you are?
Why would I want to escape that?
No, because our value system does.
I'm just asking, I'm just curious because I get it. Like, I understand what you're saying to a certain degree. I understand that it's like, I think about my friend, like, I was so focused on her and our friendship and this and that I wasn't thinking about myself. And when I finally started thinking about myself, I was like, I can't do this. This is fucking disappointing. This sucks. We need to stop being friends because you can't make me feel like a bad person because I'm not a bad person.
No, and that friend is an excuse to escape you because very rarely we are reflected of who we are.
Because are we like sort of sticking in a situation that is consistently disappointing us because we don't want to believe that we're great or we're good enough? Or that
we're good enough, or that awareness of you is absent. And we are escaping that awareness of me by making the other all. Like somebody says, oh my God, you are the love of my life. Which means to say, I miss that I'm love, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I'm lured to make the other all, I am saying I'm nothing. And I get to escape me. So could disappointment be the experience of me missing me? And in my view, when you turn within, you are enough onto yourself. You are amazing. You're full. You're complete. You don't need the other to complete you. And I think we have grown up in a life where the other has dismissed us so much, we find one person, if not another, to replace that game.
And I guess I think also some people are stronger, right, at these things. Like I'm
No,
the leash
their
that
self
I have.
is better reflected, Apshy. Their sense of self is better reflected. Yours might not be as much.
No, mine is not. I'm trying to have more. But I'm like, literally, like my leash for people is, this is my belief, right? I understand that life is not that easy. And so I don't want to be a person that makes life harder for myself or for anybody else.
No, but
To be that empathetic person that understands that it's hard, I will give you a chance, I get it.
Why are you struggling to accept how amazing you are? I bear witness to my daughter being an amazing girl. Why are you struggling to accept how amazing you are? Most probably, the people around are not reflecting that. The next is you are trying to make another person amazing so you can sneak in and feel that you are amazing too. Why are you having a difficulty in waking up to realize I'm actually amazing? I'm pretty good. I'm very loved. I'm lovable. I'm cute.
No,
I leave you, Apshy, I leave with this question, Apshy. Why is there's a great difficulty on self-recognition? That you are amazing and maybe
No, go ahead.
Like, why do we have a difficulty in recognizing us that we need another to remind us of it?
That's a great question. I think it's also our society, right? Be humble. I really fucking hate it when people are not humble.
Yeah. No, I think it's a trickery, Apshy. No, I think it's a trickery. A lot of people say, you are only valid until I say so. Right? You are only valid until I approve you, and we get caught in that. Right? I will say that whether you are amazing or not. And the moment we caught in that loop, we have to go to them to find a way for them to reflect us back. And if that investment doesn't pay out, we are disappointed, which means I can never come back to me. So you have to find a direct way of self-remembering without the need of the other. And I think any one of us can be tricked out. Let's say I'm rejected my whole life. I have to find somebody to accept me, for me to accept me. And if the person that I found accepting me does something against it, I will feel very disappointed. I suddenly need another to tell me who I am. And if the other fails to hold that truth, I get very disappointed. Now I think I'm condemned to be an unlikable person for the rest of my life. Then I quit even trying. So I think the key to this is, can you remember you independent of another?
Well, I'm going to try.
All right. Okay, I think we've gone long enough, right? We have gone long enough.
Okay, just so everybody knows, Alma's getting married. He didn't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. It's a secret.
It's a secret, even though we're putting it in a podcast.
No.
Lots of his ex-girlfriends are going to be like,
he's going to walk down the aisle with a lot of
all of them are going to be wearing black veils.
Black veils and sniper rifles.
Black rose petals.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you.
You good, Apshy?
I'm good.
Okay. Talk to you soon. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, darling.